Seven mistakes which most of the mutual fund distributors in the country are doing, and if you can learn from them, I can assure you that you guys will be fast pacing your mutual fund distribution journey. Hello everyone, I'm Shobhit and I am a founder of Finvest Growth Club on a mission to help 1 lakh insurance advisors to diversify their business into mutual funds. So in case you are looking for a business opportunity in mutual fund space, then you are at the right place at the right time. So what are these 7 mistakes and how you can learn from them? Let's dive into it. The first mistake which most of the mutual fund distributors are doing is when they are starting their business, they have not defined the service framework under which they are going to service their clients. Now, what I mean by that? I mean by that is, suppose you are discussing or you are starting your relationship with your client, you should be very clear on the time frame under which you are going to help your customers, or your customer can understand and expect what kind of service in what time period you will be able to deliver to him. So like when he's giving investment to you, by what time you will be able to confirm him the purchase, you can show him the document that his transaction has been through. If he's putting the redemption, if he wants to take out the money, you should be very clear from the time you are taking that transaction to tell your client by what day he will be able to get his money back in his bank account. In case he wants to change the address, in case he wants to change the phone number, email ID, nominee, there are n number of non-financial transactions also which keep on happening. So you should be very confident from the very beginning that what these turnaround times are for various financial and non-financial transactions. You should be hands-on on this while you are talking to your customer, and for that you need to do your homework. You should not be found red-faced when your client is asking when he can expect money or when he can get the confirmation of his investments. At the same time, you should be very clear on the regular updates which you are going to give to your client in terms of the investment portfolio which you have from them. It means you should be very clear when you are going to update the clients regarding what is the value of the portfolio and what kind of performance those investments has been doing. It may be monthly, it may be quarterly, but you should be very clear on this communication so that your client is able to understand what kind of service he can expect from you. Also, you should be very clear on the channel of communication. It means from which day to which day in a week you will be available to get contacted. At the same time, you should be very clear what should be the preferred mode of contact. Is it mobiles? It is email ID? It is on WhatsApp, or any communication which you think is suitable for you as well as for your client. You should be very clear on that. Please remember, you should always be open to a multi-channel communication, because if one channel is not performing or not doing well, then your client will be able to get you contacted on other channel. But you should be very clear on that, and you should be communicating to your client as what channel should he contact you, or you are going to contact him, and when you can contact him, and when he can contact you, on which days and at what time. So this should be also very clear. And the third and most important thing is, you should be very clear on when you are going to do the portfolio review of your client. Now, I see this activity as a relation building activity. It is one of the most important touch point, even though you are not going to do any churning, or you are not going to do any modification in the investments, but still you should take this opportunity, grab this opportunity to discuss with your client that how is it the portfolio is doing, what kind of performance it has been doing, and then you can update them. So your client will feel that you are always on his side, you are looking on the various aspects of his portfolio more importantly, you are caring for him. So these are the service framework which I want you guys to be hands-on. You should be very clear. In case you are already a mutual fund distributor, आपको इन सारी चीजों पे काम करना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है. अगर ये सारी चीजें आपके लिए क्लियर हैं और क्लियरली अगर आप ये क्लाइंट्स को समझाते हैं, then you will be on a very strong footing, because 99% जो म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स हैं आज मार्केट में वो ये नहीं कर रहे हैं. So this is about the service framework which you need to be very mindful of. Other important thing which you need to do is you need to segment your customer. Now what I mean, suppose you are starting your business, you are into first year of mutual fund distribution, then you can go for anybody and everybody, because this is a time where you are getting your client or you are acquiring client to get experience and to be hands-on. But once you mature in this business, once you get a certain level of clientele, then I would recommend that you should be having a proper segmentation of your client. Please remember, we have a limited resources. Everybody has 24 hours. So you should not be exhausting everything to service and tackling your client. You need to be very clear that on what client, how much time and effort and energy you should be putting in. So you should be segregating your clients preferably on the terms of revenue. It means कितने clients से आप कितना कमा पा रहे हैं. The future potential of the client, it means what is the potential of them giving business to you in coming times. Then it can be based upon geography or it can be based upon profession. So all this criteria you should be looking into it, and then you should be segregating into A, B, C, D, so that you know with which client how much energy, effort and time you should be devoting. Because 80-20 rule applies everywhere and anywhere. So your 80% of the revenues will be coming from the 20% of the clients. So अगर आपका जो 80% जो कमाई है वो 20% क्लाइंट से आ रहा है, तो आपको ये दिमाग में रखना है कि आपका 80% जो टाइम है, एफर्ट है, वो उन 20% कस्टमर्स को जाना चाहिए. So आप बहुत चीजें ऑटोमेट कर सकते हैं, you can delegate lot of things, but you should be mindful of the fact that if you are able to segment your client, then your effort will be channelized in an effective manner. So this is the second mistake which most of the distributors are doing, and I want you guys to work upon it. Then another important thing and the most misunderstood concept in this business is the mutual fund distributors don't treat this as a business. Now what I mean by that, since anybody who is starting a mutual fund distribution business, the initial investment is very low. Under 5,000 rupees you can become a mutual fund distributor. अगर आप चाहते हैं एक म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर बनना 5,000 से कम की लागत में, then I would request you to join my 90 minutes free masterclass, where I am going to show you how you can become a mutual fund distributor in 21 days or less. So do join. I'm going to share the link of my masterclass in the description. Now, if you are not treating mutual fund distribution as a business, it means if you are not ready to invest in this business, then you will not be able to grow on a faster pace. It is not only that once you get a code, the game is over. The game starts from there. So you should be ready to work upon creating a good ecosystem for your client. There should be a lot of hygiene factors which you need to be working on. It means you should have a good branding, you should have a good social media presence, so that your client can respect you, your client can see you as a suitable business entity. So you need to start investing in your business. It is not that once you get a code, it is all. I have seen a lot of mutual fund distributors, they are using the Gmail IDs to communicate with their client. Everything is going to have an impact on your client's mind. So you should be ready to invest in your business, on the good softwares, on your social media strategies, on the communication strategies, on the branding, so that you can be growing at a faster pace. So treat this as a business, and I can assure you that this is a very high ROI business. The return which you are going to get while whatever you are investing in is really altogether exponential game. So आपको अगर इस बिजनेस में अच्छा पैसा कमाना है तो आपको इसमें पैसे भी इन्वेस्ट करने चाहिए. Now, the other mistake which people do is the growth which they are going to expect in this business, or to grow this business, the way and the various tactics they apply is very limited, which I have seen. Most of the mutual fund distributors, to grow their clientele, will depend heavily upon the referral games. They only ask the existing clienteles or existing resources, existing influences to get new clientele. But if you want to grow in this business, because growth is very essential for survival. So अगर आप इस बिजनेस में बहुत अच्छी तरीके से फास्ट पेस पे ग्रो करना चाहते हैं तो आपको इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारी स्ट्रेटेजीज पे काम करना पड़ेगा और काम करना चाहिए. For example, let me give you a few strategies. Now you should be or you should have a very good visibility in your local area, because this is a business where trust is very important. So if you are visible in various local events in your area, then automatically it is going to give you a lot of referrals from there, lot of insights, lot of visibility in your area, और वो आपको काफी मदद कर सकती है. At the same time, you should be very active in cross pollination. Don't only look into your relationship, your influence. You should start getting in touch with those who are from other industries, which can help you in getting new leads or new connections. I have done a detailed video on the subject as how you can get a new customer. I am going to leave the link of that video and the upside. I would like you guys to please explore that. I have given a lot of new hacks as how you can acquire new clients. So business growth should also always be in your mind, and for that you need to explore multiple channels to acquire client. जितने नए तरीके आप अपनाएंगे उतना आसान होगा और उतना अच्छा आपकी ग्रोथ के लिए होगा. So this is the fourth mistake which you should be avoiding. The fifth mistake is the basic concept in any business is the more clients you have, the better revenue you will have, the better profit you will have. But this is not that kind of a business. This is a business where you should always have quality over quantity. This is a business where you don't require 1,000 customers. If you have 100 quality customers, believe me guys, you will be well set. Please remember, this is a service industry where if you are not able to service your client effectively, you will not be able to grow on a faster pace. So the larger number of clienteles you will have, the service of the quality of the service will start coming down. So I want you guys to understand that in the initial years, it is totally perfect to go for everyone and anyone. But once you start maturing, you should be limiting the number of clientele with whom you are engaging. Okay? Because we all have a limited bandwidth. So if you are going for everyone and anyone, believe me, those who are already there in your fold, they will start leaving you, because quality of service is very important. This is a business जहाँ पे हम अपने इन्वेस्टर्स का हार्ड एंड मनी मैनेज कर रहे हैं. एक गलती और क्लाइंट के पोर्टफोलियो में काफी नुकसान हो सकता है. तो आपको ये चीज बहुत ध्यान रखनी है कि आप जितना ज्यादा क्लाइंटल के साथ इंटरेक्शन करेंगे, आपका क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विस उतना ज्यादा टाइम के साथ कम होते जाएगा. This is a knowledge industry where you are going to be investing in lot of learnings, unlearning and relearning. So I want you guys to be concentrating after some point of time on the quality of clientele which you are going to acquire. Okay, so just keep in mind the only mantra is quality over quantity. You require quality 100 customers, not 1,000 customers of low quality. So just keep this in mind. The sixth mistake, which I think is very common among mutual fund distribution community, is they are not good communicator. Now, generally by communication, we think that we should be a good orator. आपको बहुत अच्छा बोलना आना चाहिए. Communication is a two-way process. If you want to be a good communicator, you should be first a good listener. I keep on telling, and I'm going to tell you again, that whenever you are meeting your client, you should be following 70-30 rule. This means that 70% of the time your client should be talking and 30% of the time only you should be talking. Remember, this is a business which is not about you but about your client. बहुत सारे म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर जब क्लाइंट से मिलते हैं तो अपने बारे में बताना शुरू करते हैं. मैं ऐसा किया, मैं इतने साल से इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा हूं, मैं ये कर रहा हूं, मैंने वो किया. बिलीव मी, आपका क्लाइंट अपने बारे में, आपके बारे में सुनने से ज्यादा अपने बारे में बताने में उत्सुक रहता है. So you should be keeping in mind that you should be a good listener. You should be listening to his various aspects of financial life. And for that, you need to be mindful of the fact that you should be having a quality and meaningful questions to ask to them. This question should be aligned to get the maximum information from your client. So the various questions which you are going to frame before meeting your client is very, very important. Some questions should be of the pattern that you should be understanding what kind of financial knowledge your client is having. Then what kind of aspirations he has. What are the priorities of his in his life. Then whether he is anxious about any financial aspect. So if you are able to frame your questions in an intelligent, effective manner, believe me, you will be able to get lot of valuable communication and information from your client. And once you are able to do that, once you are able to communicate with your client in an effective manner, you will be having your client in your fold for a very, very longer period of time. सो कम्युनिकेशन का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप सिर्फ बोलते जाएं और आप बहुत ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन क्लाइंट को दें. क्लाइंट को इंफॉर्मेशन से ज्यादा अपनी जो जरूरतें हैं उसके लिए सॉल्यूशन चाहिए. सो आपको ये बहुत ध्यान में रखना है कि पहले आप एक गुड लिसनर बने, सुनने में ज्यादा टाइम बिताएं और अच्छे क्वेश्चंस क्लाइंट से पूछें. सो यू नीड टू वर्क अपॉन योर कम्युनिकेशन. दैट इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट. So once you have done that, let us discuss our last mistake which most of the mutual fund distributors are doing and you should be avoiding at any cost. Now in this business, you are the hero. So if you are the main entity in this business, you should start investing in yourself. This is a knowledge industry. The more you are able to grow yourself, your business will automatically start growing. So you should be investing in your knowledge regarding the industry, regarding the markets. You should be having a very strong ethics and value systems. You should be investing on learning behavioral finance, so your soft skills, because these all things are going to reflect the way your client is going to see you, the value which you are going to communicate to your client. So आपको अपने ऊपर इन्वेस्ट करना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है. And we as a community, as a FinBiz Growth Club, we give very high importance on helping you in growing in your personal life so that your professional life can grow at a faster pace. So please keep these 7 mistakes which most of the mutual fund distributors have been doing, and if you are able to avoid them, believe me guys, you guys will be very, very successful mutual fund distributor. And I have worked for more than a decade in mutual fund industry, and I can assure you and I can tell you through my experience that these are the very common mistakes which most of the mutual fund distributors are doing. So in case you like the content, I would love you guys to give the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that we can grow this community on a faster pace. I would also like to know which of these 7 mistakes which you are able to resonate with most. So I want you guys to type in the comment box which was the 7 mistakes which you think would be most common or which you are going to avoid in future. I am going to see you next time. Till then, do take care and we are going to meet you next time. Thank you very much.